Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabine. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. Y'all ain't gonna believe this one. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So, guys, I can't even believe this is a thing. I swear to y'all, we had already had our content kind of laid out for today and what we're going to discuss. Then Mitch sends me over this topic. He's like, bro, you got to check this out. Right. So I click. It was a snippet from an interview. And it was an interview that was on Vice News. And it says how Maverick Carter rewrote the rules of sports media featuring Maverick Carter. Shane Smith has questions. And it's an hour-long interview that came out a few days ago. So Mitch goes, you need to check this out, bro. Right. You need to check this out. Given the current current investigation of the FBI into the NBA, and those of you who may not be aware, on the latest update, the NBA is now conducting its own investigation and is investigating multiple teams. One of those teams, which is the Los Angeles Lakers, where they asked 10 members of the Lakers staff to hand over their certain documents and their telephones. Some of those members included Randy Mims and I think Mark Mancy as one of the athletic trainer guys, because essentially what they're trying to do is get to the bottom of who Damon Jones was getting his information from within the Los Angeles Lakers that was giving him information in terms of injury reports, right? So you have that going on. You have the larger investigation of individuals like Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and some other key figures that you guys have already heard about. So it's a very, very serious thing, right? And the FBI is involved. So one would think that this would be a time to do what? Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. You would think so, but that is not what happened. Mitch says, take a look at this clip where they're talking about gambling. And I'm like, you got to be joking. So I click on it. And as I'm watching it, I'm reading through the comments, right? And one guy wrote something like, the FBI is having donuts right now while watching this interview. And some other people make, I'm like, so what did he say? I started to watch the interview. And I said to myself, there's no way that Maverick Carter is saying this. An interview that came out, I think, on November the 6th, 7th, one of those days, in the midst of an FBI investigation into this thing. For those of you who didn't hear his comments, want to play it for you now, and we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to this here.
Still in their basement, there would be gambling games.
Yeah.
A game called Pity Pat, which for women's, sometimes craps.
Pity Pat?
Pity Pat.
What is it?
Mostly women played it. All my aunts played it. My mom. It is like it's a very fast match game, almost like Goldfish,
right,
but a little different. But it's like, and the first one who basically makes 6 matches going clockwise wins the pot. And they would bet like $5 a hand.
So it's Pity Pat and craps. What else?
And a little poker.
So you could play poker, craps, Pity Pat, have a drink.
And she'd take a rake on the game, sell the liquor, and then there was food. She'd be the kitchen. The basement was like twice the size of this room, maybe, and there could be 75, 80 people, and they're just jammed in there because the tables might be full, and you put your name down, and you wait for a spot on the tables.
Popular.
Very popular.
So this is the greatest thing on earth. It sounds like I want to go there now.
It's where I honed my skills.
Yeah, amazing.
The little skills I do have were honed there.
So you played poker or craps?
I grew up as a kid.
Served drinks?
At 5, my mom and my dad would already be out in the streets. My mom and dad had me when they were 22, both of them. So by the time I was 6 or 7, they were still 27, 28. They were still
partying,
living a great life,
yeah,
partying. And they would drop me, my mom, when she got off work at 5 o'clock, by 6:30 on Friday, I was at my grandmother's house. She'd drop me off. Before I got in the door, her car would be pulling off because she just knew someone was in there. And then so I would be there Friday basically until Sunday night. My mom would come back and get me. And at 5, my grandmother taught me how to play Pity Pat, how to shoot craps. And then I learned, I didn't get to do it, but I knew how the rake worked. Mm-hmm. But my job was at the end of the night, and the end of the night could be 5 in the morning. Just depends on how long the players played. It could be 7. She'd wake me up, and I'd sweep up the cigarette butts, if there's
There'd be
beer
some
cans,
change,
clean up.
maybe some money.
Yes. And finders keepers.
Yeah.
But my grandmother taught me a valuable lesson, which was whatever I found, and I'd find $1 or $5.
Sure.
But any night, a good night, I could find $20.
Yeah,
On
it's
a
a lot
bad
of money.
night, I'd find $2.
Yeah.
And the rule of my grandmother was, whatever I found was mine, except for the next day in the lottery, I put a number in for her. That was the only. She taught me a valuable lesson, which is I'm cleaning, but it's her house. So really, what's on the floor is hers.
She gets her big no matter
She
what.
gets her big no matter what. She taught me what it means to take a big
Sure.
and why people get bigs or not.
Yeah.
And that's how I grew up from 5 until.
And sorry, Laura, and you can tell me I want the truth here, is that she named you Maverick.
She named me. She loved the show.
Who is the tall, dark stranger there? Maverick is the name. Riding the trail to who knows where. Luck is his companion. Gambling is his game.
Before my time, I've watched it in retrospect later in life, Maverick. It's about a guy, Brett Maverick, and his brother, Bart Maverick, which is their last names, which I often tell people. People who know that show, like if I'm at the airport or wherever and someone asks me my name, if they're old enough to have watched that show, they often ask me, is that your last name?
Yeah.
Because on the show, that was the guy's
That's right.
last name, wasn't there? She took it and made it my first name.
Yeah.
And she told, I would have been her youngest grandchild because my dad was the youngest. So, and she told my mom, you're going to name that boy Maverick. And that was how I got my name.
He always carried a $100 bill. I always keep a $100 bill because of that show. And it was James Garner, grew up with it,
Correct.
and fantastic show. He was sort of the smart.
What I love about him, he always danced right on that, a little Batman-esque, I guess, of like, he's definitely for good, but he might have to do some bad to get, he might have to swing to do a little bad to get everything good to happen.
And he's a gambler. And
Correct, and he was a big gambler, a risk taker.
And
Fantastic. So you heard that. Now, for those of you who don't understand just how serious this is and how insane that they were even having this conversation so comfortably, I want to quickly read from a quick Sports Business Journal article, article that was published on December 1st, 2023. It says, Maverick Carter admits to betting on NBA games. Continues on. Maverick Carter, longtime manager and business partner of the Lakers forward LeBron James, admitted to betting on NBA games through an illegal bookie. Carter made the admission during a 2021 interview with federal agents, that's the FBI, investigating bookie Wayne Nix, who has since pleaded guilty to charges stemming from his role running a sprawling offshore sports betting ring. Carter told agents could not remember placing any bets on the Lakers. NBA policies bar players, teams, and league officials from gambling on NBA games, but the league does not have purview over business managers or agents. The NBPA bars agents, but not business managers, from betting on the NBA. Then continues on. After the Lakers lost to the Thunder last night, James said he just learned of Carter's betting history and 2021 interview with federal investigators during the last 24 hours, James said. Mavericks is his own man at the end of the day. Gambling is legal. I mean, you can go on your phone right now and do whatever you want. And he has no affiliation with the NBA or NFL, so he can do whatever he wants to do. What? Y'all having this conversation now? In the midst of this madness while it goes on? Am I the only one that thinks like, yo, bro, maybe y'all don't want to be talking about this? And Maverick over there talking about it so comfortably. I'm like, bro, do you not know what's going down? It's going down. Are y'all not aware that the NBA is investigating the Lakers? Now, obviously, according to what LeBron said, according to what the article says, that there is no, what do you call it? There's no connection. There's no wrongdoing because he's, he's an NBA manager, not the staff member or something like that. So he's not going to be in any trouble or anything like that. But from an optical standpoint, they're trying to paint a picture. I'm referring to in the FBI. They're trying to paint a picture here. Right? Damon Jones, who are you connected to? They're already mentioning LeBron's trainer. They already mentioned one of his closest associates in Randy Mims. Now you got this interview drop, bro. I don't know if it's that these guys are extremely confident, or they are just unaware of what they're doing. This should be the last thing y'all are talking about, especially after this investigation already occurred a number of years ago, back in 2021. Am I the only one that's thinking, bro, maybe we need to pipe down just a bit? What do you think? I couldn't believe it. It's absolutely diabolical. I cannot believe that your man was up there so comfortably talking. I was like, yo, you got to be not saying that, oh, he did anything wrong or anything like that. But really, is this something that y'all need to be discussing while this investigation is ongoing? I don't know, man. I just don't know. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comments, and we catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.